Have you ever watched someone rise before the sun, tackle impossible tasks, and still have energy left to keep going, and wondered, how do they do it? What separates them from the rest of us? What makes them relentless, unshakable, unstoppable? The answer isn't luck. It isn't talent. It isn't some secret formula you'll find in a book. The answer is discipline. And not just any discipline, the kind that rewires your mind, your body, and your life. The kind the military has been perfecting for decades. Now, before you think this is about marching in formation or shouting at recruits, hear this. Discipline isn't punishment. It's freedom. It's control. It's the ability to take your life into your own hands, even when every part of you wants to quit. The military takes ordinary people just like you, and pushes them to their limits. Not to break them, but to build them. To take the raw material of their willpower and forge it into strength. Mental strength, physical strength, emotional strength. And here's the kicker. These lessons don't belong only to soldiers. They belong to anyone willing to take them, anyone willing to learn how to act, even when it's uncomfortable. Have you ever wondered why most of us fail to stick to goals? Why do we give up before we even get started? Why do we hit snooze, procrastinate, or talk ourselves out of the hard things that would change our lives? The truth is, we wait for motivation. We wait for inspiration to strike. And while we wait, life passes by. The military teaches in a different way. They teach that you don't wait for motivation. You create it, you choose it, you build it, brick by brick, habit by habit, until it becomes unstoppable. It starts with something simple, routines. Every morning, recruits wake up before dawn. They run, they train, they push their bodies to exhaustion. They follow strict schedules. At first, it's uncomfortable, painful, even unbearable. But that discomfort, that's where transformation begins. That's the spark that ignites the fire. Discipline is built on repetition, on doing the things you don't feel like doing, exactly when you don't feel like doing them. It's not glamorous, it's not flashy, but it works. Because every small, deliberate action compounds. Every early morning, every push-up, every minute spent focusing instead of procrastinating rewires your brain. It tells your mind that you are capable, that you are in control, that you will not be defeated by laziness or fear. Ask yourself this: how often do you give up on the first challenge? How often do you let fear or comfort make your decisions? What would your life look like if you never quit? If you acted consistently every single day toward the person you want to become? The military rewires the brain by teaching people to trust themselves, to rely on their own training, their own preparation, their own instincts. When fear creeps in, they act anyway. When doubt clouds their mind, they move anyway. Because action, consistent, disciplined action, is stronger than hesitation. And here's the part most people miss. Discipline is freedom. It gives you control over your life, over your choices, over your future. It allows you to wake up and face challenges without being ruled by emotions or excuses. It gives you power, the kind of power most civilians never learn to harness. But discipline is not just about personal strength. It's about resilience. Life is hard. Life will test you. It will throw obstacles in your path, knock you down, make you question yourself. Most people fold. The military also teaches something most civilians ignore. Failure is not fatal. Failure is data. Failure is a lesson. When you train in the military, every mistake is analyzed, corrected, learned from. You're not punished for failing. You're punished by not learning. And that mindset, it changes everything. You start to see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities to grow. You learn that quitting is worse than failing, because failure teaches, while quitting destroys. It starts small. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Discipline is built incrementally, one habit at a time. Wake up on time. Make your bed. Do the first hard thing you don't want to do. Push through the first 10 minutes of exercise. Read when you don't feel like reading. Take responsibility when everyone else blames. These small actions build momentum. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Not easy in the sense that it's effortless, but easy in the sense that your mind stops arguing with you. Your body adapts, your instincts sharpen, your confidence grows. You start to feel a strength that isn't flashy or temporary. It's steady, unshakable, permanent. Accountability is another critical piece. In the military, every individual is responsible for themselves and their team. There's no blaming others, no waiting for someone else to fix your problems. You own your actions, your successes, your failures. And that ownership is liberating. It removes excuses. It removes doubt. It forces you to act. And action, repeated consistently, creates results. The military also teaches clarity. Mission first, self second. Focus on what matters, eliminate distractions, simplify, prioritize. Too often, civilians are scattered, pulled in multiple directions, but discipline focuses your energy on what counts. It allows you to achieve what most people never even attempt. And here's something fascinating. Discipline rewires your brain to crave challenges. At first, the discomfort of discipline is painful. You resist, you procrastinate. But the more you push through, the more your mind starts to associate discomfort with growth. You start to seek it out. You start to feel alive when you're tested. You start to feel weak when you're idle. Motivation comes and goes. Inspiration fades. Willpower fluctuates. But discipline is consistent. Discipline doesn't depend on your mood, your energy, or your circumstances. Discipline is a muscle that, once trained, can carry you through anything. It's the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And let's not forget courage. Discipline forces you to act even when fear is screaming at you to stop. It builds bravery, not the absence of fear, but the ability to act despite it. And that courage isn't reserved for combat zones. It applies to life's battles, difficult conversations, risky decisions, pursuing a dream when everyone doubts you. So, I ask you, what's holding you back? Comfort, laziness, fear of failure? Now imagine embracing the lessons the military teaches. Imagine waking up each day ready to act, ready to conquer, ready to push past your limits. Imagine building a routine that trains your mind, strengthens your body, and shapes your character. Discipline isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. It's about showing up every day, even when no one is watching. It's about making choices that your future self will thank you for. And with each choice, each small victory, you become someone stronger, smarter, braver, more unstoppable than you ever imagined. Ask yourself one last question. Who do you want to be tomorrow? The person who lets life happen? The person who quits when it gets hard? Or the person who acts, who conquers, who rises, who thrives? Because discipline is the answer. It's not easy. It's not quick. It's not glamorous. But it works. It transforms lives. It reshapes minds. It builds strength. And it starts with one choice, one action, one habit. Today, right now, start small. Take the first step. Push through the discomfort. Build momentum. Train your mind like the military trains theirs. And over time, you will look back and realize something incredible. The person you've become is stronger, braver, sharper, and more capable than you ever thought possible. Discipline doesn't just help you survive. It helps you thrive. It gives you control over your life, over your choices, over your destiny. And the best part? It's available to anyone who is willing to commit, anyone who is willing to act, anyone who refuses to quit. Who will you choose to be? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.